have reached the voicemail box of...
Assalamu alaikum. I know it's been a while, and I know things aren't the same, but I want to share something with you. It's a story about a heart of improvement after a heart of degradation. I hope you understand, inshallah.
All people were born achieving and good-natured. But some people, for some reason or another, start to believe they weren't. Those people are seen clearly for their ignorance and defiance, ego and arrogance. And they stumble many times because of it. But they do face their own obstacles. I'm not saying they're right, but they have to go through their struggle, overcome adversity, receive setback after setback, and be viewed as incapable of wanting to do or get things right. But once they start to grind through their challenges, reconfigure themselves again and again until their puzzle is more complete, fight battle after battle until the perception of their vision is so very sharp they can cut through any hardship, whether theirs or others, they'll get to their goal of self-development. Somewhere along the line of failing, they seek to treat people better, to earnestly strive for better for themselves and even for others, to live in the service and positive growth of others. Quite the pipe dream of a washout. Though now, even when the light at the end of their tunnel has gone out, and they are finally totally covered in their plight, marred by the muck and the mire, in a place where no one they recognize can find them, see them, or even know that they still exist, they are still down there, still grinding it out, still fighting their demons, still pressing on for betterment, for achievement, denouncing things deplorable. Even when all signs of hope for victory have long since disappeared, and though they have not a single shred of tangible proof that they will ever see success, they somehow are still incredibly convinced this is not the end. They are sure that if they have produced 1 ounce of good in the world before, that they could do it again, and this time with heart and soul. Do it again, and then double the effort, and multiply it until their efforts change them from within, and in so doing, be the change they want to see in the world, so to speak. Ergo, helping others naturally on a scale exponentially. They never thought at this stage of their life they could care so deeply for righteousness in a way that is almost pure. The love in their heart is finally true, but is it too late to apply it to what was completely lost? So they dig down deep inside of themselves for wisdom from the failures of the past, and buckle down, pull up their bootstraps, pray patiently, work ardently with passion and conviction, and continue to toil with more will than they ever knew that they had to muster to brave the storm. For one good day, something unexpected may happen. They may burst through to the other side, for they never gave up on hope, on their dream. Though it outcast them from being normal, they were the champions of their spirit, the masters of their soul finally, to be able to choose what road they would follow. They may have made some bad decisions in life, but they cannot go back to the addictions which kept them comfortable long ago, because they are a different person now. Their genuine pledge to change would not allow it. They had not considered they were settling for evading responsibility of their actions and distancing themselves from obligation to stand up and do what was right. They do not follow the easy path anymore, one of parasitic dependence, undeserved comfort, sloth, niggardliness, volatility, cowardice, abandonment, anger, hostility, aggression, depression, suppression, oppression, fear, denial, and desperation, where they only cared about the gratification of praise from their instant accomplishments, but also knowingly compromising their dignity, as when they were making a wrong choice that ended poorly, they say they were not to blame. Instead, they now choose the hard path that few choose, one of independence, service, action, righteousness, calmness, courage, humility, strength, commitment, forgiveness, uprightness, gentleness, joy, support, liberation, hope, positive change, patience, sincerity, honesty, and trustworthiness. Be it a lonely journey in the beginning, where because when they make the change, it happens internally first, and they are alone in their stance. They oppose their previous nature. Not one single person believes them. But once they realize the only one that matters, that knows of their striving toward righteousness, is God Himself, they do not feel so alone. He sees all that they do, hears what they utter, and knows all that happens in their heart of hearts. On the other side of being so unjust, they realize the air may be cleaner, the grass may be greener, the fruit of their toil may be all the sweeter. There may be oh so many beneficial endowment for their piety, that they wonder how there could have ever been such a reward. They stand up inside themselves, but they're not still. They're still fighting, though now atop a pantheon of journeymen who have conquered their fears, fine-tuned their skill set so precisely that they could be any challenge given to the untrained, he or she will be crushed and fall by the wayside under the weight of its magnitude. But because these hands have tilled the soil of the trials they faced, they sowed the seeds of commitment to righteous actions through carrying out upright intentions. In so doing, courage, faith, and sincerity had been emblazoned upon their skin, for they were enduring persistently. Whilst in the epicenter of all that could wage war on the body, the mind was keen and full of tenacity, and bore the weight of the battle until all victories necessary were won. This is the heart of a believer. The actions of one who strives to become and stay righteous and continue to seek God's forgiveness, pardon, mercy, and grace. Their heart is now good-natured, pleasant, and humbled. Would now in their veins run what some would call intestinal fortitude by the climates of life they can now endure with ease in the struggle? Would the people who need to see their change to finally trust them see the change because one speaks? No, not at all. Those necessary people see the change because potential that had always chosen to stay hidden has now finally evolved and emerged to help many others besides themselves. It may be all the grand design of God to let them toil through their struggles. If not even for themselves, it may be for the teaching of new generations to pick up the gauntlet. Everyone will be tested. And if they fall like their predecessors had fallen, they have learned from their ancestry to get back up again and achieve, living in the service and positive growth of others. There will be trials, and faith goes up and down. But if sincerity is the constant, then this is the heart of a believer. It is good-natured, pleasant, and humble. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.